Elton John has reportedly reached his limit with Prince Harry and, according to recent claims, made one thing crystal clear. He is not an ATM. Let that sink in. This is the same Elton John who was one of Princess Diana's closest friends, performed at Harry's wedding, and has supported him through some of his biggest moments. Now, reports claim that even this long-standing friendship may have hit a breaking point because Harry has allegedly been asking well-known friends for financial help.
I have been told that he actually has asked Elton to give him some money for Invictus. Elton has said no because this court case is such a big deal now. He asked Elton before the judge came down with the ruling, but Elton kind of saw where the wind was blowing, and he was like,
Harry arrived back in the United Kingdom just a few days ago after months of arguments and legal disputes over his security arrangements. The issue has been hanging over him for quite some time, creating even more pressure around every visit he makes back to Britain. Even with all the uncertainty, Harry reportedly had little choice but to return because the Invictus Games are now only 1 year away. Preparations for the 2027 event in Birmingham are already underway, and the countdown has officially begun. But according to reports, the biggest challenge facing Harry is not the games themselves. It is the financial pressure created by his recent legal battle. Following the court decision, Harry is reportedly responsible for covering a significant portion of the legal costs.
Elton and Harry assured everyone else they would take care of the fees, but Harry doesn't have that money. But Harry also kind of stuck the knife in when he gave his statement to the press.
Those expenses have added even more strain to an already difficult financial situation, leaving plenty of questions about how everything will be funded. Meanwhile, work on the Invictus Games continues at full speed, bringing another major financial hurdle. Reports claim that around £4 million has already been secured through sponsors and anonymous donors. Even so, it is widely reported that roughly £25 million is still needed. Those numbers have reportedly caused growing concern, especially after some major sponsors were said to have stepped away from supporting the event.
To raise funds for Invictus Birmingham 2027, he is £25 million short. He has $4 million from corporates and anonymous donors. He needs $25 million more. And this was supposed to be a big triumphant return. He was going to go glad hand people and really get them to open their wallets. They're not. So I have been told that he actually has asked Elton to give him some money for Invictus. Elton has said no.
With fundraising becoming more difficult, reports suggest Harry began reaching out to people he knows personally for help. One of the first names reportedly on that list was Sir Elton John. According to these claims, Harry met with Elton, and the conversation started by focusing on the Invictus Games and the positive impact they have had on wounded veterans. Harry reportedly explained how the competition has helped injured servicemen and women rebuild confidence, regain purpose, and find hope after life-changing injuries. Reports say Elton agreed that the mission itself is meaningful and worthwhile.
And if he can lift a cap. And that's not happening until the end of July. And Elton is said to be furious because this will likely cost Elton millions and millions more.
But once the discussion reportedly shifted toward financial support, everything changed. According to the reports, Elton made it clear that he would not be contributing money. That response reportedly left Harry feeling disappointed and frustrated. The claims also suggest Elton believed Harry's approach to the legal case had only made an already expensive situation even more costly. From that point of view, reports say Elton saw no reason to add more of his own money to the situation. As some people have jokingly described it, the Bank of Elton has officially closed its doors, and there appears to be no sign that it will reopen anytime soon.
A lot of us were frightened that Meghan would be able to manipulate the king, but I think in this instinct, nothing has changed. They met for an hour and a half, they had tea, they talked about stuff that had no big relevance. Maybe get him to advertise her jam, I don't know. None of that happened.
After realizing that his friendship with Elton reportedly would not lead to financial support, Harry is said to have looked at other possible options. Attention naturally shifted toward his father and the royal family. However, according to reports, the famous Bank of Pa is no longer available either. Reports suggest Harry no longer has access to royal financial support, leaving him with very few places left to turn. That has reportedly made the search for funding even more challenging as he balances legal expenses alongside the financial demands of the Invictus Games. According to these claims, the situation has left him facing growing uncertainty about where future support could come from.
You mentioned the Invictus Games, and there are reports now that the Invictus Games could get cancelled despite the royal's best efforts to raise support and money for the event during his visit to the UK.
And before anyone says it, reports also suggest Meghan is not in a position to solve the problem either. Her as-ever lifestyle brand has reportedly struggled to generate significant revenue, according to public reports. So, if these claims are accurate, this is where things stand. Harry is reportedly dealing with major legal expenses, Meghan's business is still trying to find solid footing, and Elton John does not appear to be stepping in with financial support. Many people believe Harry has struggled to fully take responsibility for his financial situation. Instead of handling every challenge on his own, critics argue that he often looks toward wealthy friends and influential connections whenever money becomes tight.
Harry will get money from somebody else, he'll ask his friends and see what he can get. Elton John will be the best one, I think, because he's got masses of money. But I think Harry has got to understand that he's behaved incredibly badly. And when I watched him, on Invictus Games, it just made me very upset and angry.
Some also point out that when Harry first stepped away from royal duties, he reportedly depended heavily on the support of others while building a new life in California. Now, those same critics believe history may be repeating itself as reports continue linking him to efforts to secure funding for legal costs and the Invictus Games. Whether those claims are completely accurate or not, the discussion around his finances has only grown louder. Harry grew up surrounded by financial security and inherited wealth. Because of that, many people argue he has never experienced what it is like to slowly build wealth over decades through careful budgeting, steady work, and paying every major expense without outside help.
Elton isn't writing a check for Harry, and no one is rushing to rescue him. The entire case was a colossal miscalculation. The money will hurt, but losing the trust and loyalty of powerful friends may end up costing Harry even more. Indeed.
That comparison continues to fuel public debate whenever questions about his finances appear. Elton John, meanwhile, built one of the most successful music careers in history over several decades. His fortune came from years of recording music, touring around the world, and creating countless hit songs. That is why many believe he feels no responsibility to pay for Harry's reported financial or legal challenges. And according to the rumors, it does not stop with Elton. Reports also suggest Harry may be running out of wealthy friends willing to provide financial support. Names such as Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and Netflix executive Ted Sarandos are often mentioned whenever conversations about Harry's finances come up.
Netflix has officially cut ties with Meghan Markle's polarizing lifestyle brand as ever, in a fresh blow to the Duchess's ambitions for the company. Kinsey, the streaming service has issued a statement as artificially soothing as Markle's voice on her two-season show with Love Meghan. But there's no other way to spin it, is there? She and Harry have been a massive disappointment for Netflix.
These are people who publicly supported him and gave him opportunities during an important chapter of his life. But many observers believe there is a big difference between helping someone start a new chapter and continuing to support costly legal battles. According to reports and unnamed sources, those friendships may still exist, but that does not necessarily mean anyone is eager to write a check anymore. Some reports even suggest Elton is doing more than simply declining financial help. According to those claims, he may also be creating some distance in the friendship itself. The man who once defended Harry publicly and stood by him during difficult moments is now, according to these reports, taking a quieter approach. If those claims are true, it would mark a major shift in a friendship that once seemed rock solid. And here is the part that many people find especially interesting. Before Harry and Meghan stepped away from royal duties, reports claim King Charles encouraged Harry to have a realistic financial plan before making such a major life change. According to those reports, Harry chose a different path. At first, everything appeared to be working out. There were Netflix projects, the Spotify deal, the book release, speaking appearances, and major media attention. From the outside, it looked like the opportunities would never stop. But business deals eventually end. Audiences move on, and public attention can change faster than anyone expects. Now, according to the same reports, the prince who was once warned to plan ahead is once again surrounded by questions about where future financial support could come from. At this point, many commentators believe the picture is becoming easier to understand. Reports suggest Elton has drawn his line. The royal family reportedly stopped providing financial support years ago. And after investing heavily in its partnership with Harry and Meghan, Netflix is widely reported to be approaching any future Sussex projects with much more caution. One by one, according to these reports, the options appear to be shrinking. Wealthy friends are said to be stepping back. Business partners are becoming more careful. Former safety nets no longer seem guaranteed. Whether that picture is entirely accurate or not, it has certainly become a major topic of discussion. And there you have it. According to reports, Elton said no. The royal family reportedly said no. Netflix is said to be taking a much more cautious approach, and Meghan's lifestyle brand is still working to establish itself. So here is the big question. Who exactly does Harry turn to next? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who follows the royal family. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think these reports are believable, or is there another side to the story? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.